Imagine that you are on the battlefield of history, where myths and legends fight and the sounds of bravery reverberate through time. What if I told you that one man's anger could change the course of a war and change what it means to be honorable? We'll look into the life of Achilles, the greatest Greek hero, and see how the choices he made change not only his own fate but also Greek society as a whole. Are you ready to find the timeless lessons that his story hides? The legendary warrior Achilles, who appears in Homer's Iliad, is often considered to be one of the most recognizable figures in Greek mythology. His character exemplifies the intricacies of the human experience, as well as the principles of honor and heroism. Within the context of his narrative, ancient Greek culture investigates concepts such as destiny, glory, and mortality. The purpose of this video is to investigate the role that Achilles plays in the story of the Iliad, and to investigate the wider ramifications that his character has had on Greek society, literature, and philosophy. The erroneous image of Achilles. Achilles is a pivotal protagonist in the Trojan War, which was ignited by Paris of Troy's kidnapping of Helen. Achilles is named after the Greek hero Achilles. Achilles is depicted as being practically invincible, thanks in part to his mother, Thetis, who dipped him in the river Styx, which rendered him immune to all attacks with the exception of his heel. Achilles is considered to be the most powerful Greek warrior that ever lived. After some time, this particular vulnerability would eventually give rise to the name Achilles' heel, which is used to symbolize a person's weakness. One of the most important aspects of the Iliad is Achilles' internal strife. Between his ambition for personal fame and his allegiance to his friends, he is troubled by conflicting emotions. As a result of Agamemnon, the head of the Greek forces, seizing Briseis, Achilles' war treasure, the hero withdraws from the battle, which has a huge impact on the Greek military effort. Greek culture places a strong emphasis on individual honor and pride, which is a reflection of the values of Arete, excellence, and Kleos, glory. His absence highlights the significance of these principles. Achilles and the meaning of heroism in Greek mythology. Achilles exemplifies the heroic ideal of Arete, and because of this, he is considered to be the traditional Greek hero. The unequaled skills he possessed in combat and his aspiration to achieve eternal fame have a profound impact on the culture of Greece. On the other hand, his character also exposes the more negative aspects of heroism, such as pride, fury, and the consequences of emotions that are allowed to spiral out of control. The fury of Achilles is one of the most important themes in the Iliad. Not only does his rage have disastrous repercussions for himself, but it also has profound effects for his fellow Greeks. A transformation takes place in Achilles as a result of the death of Patroclus, a close friend of his. This transition causes Achilles to return to fight with a passionate determination to exact revenge against Hector, the Prince of Troy. During this particular instance, the strong ties that friendship and loyalty have in Greek culture are brought to light, highlighting the concept that personal relationships are an essential component of an individual's sense of identity and purpose. The concepts of fate and death in life and death. One of the most important aspects of Achilles' saga is the conflict that arises between free will and predestination. Throughout the entirety of the Iliad, the idea of fate plays a significant role. Achilles is conscious of the fact that his fate has already been decided. He has the option of either living a long and uninteresting life or passing away younger, with everlasting glory. This choice highlights a significant part of Greek thought, which is the quest of glory and the acceptance of death. His decision to pursue honor, even if it meant sacrificing his life, highlights this feature. The existence of this paradox prompts contemplation on the human condition as well as the unavoidable nature of death. A striking illustration of the precarious nature of life is provided by the downfall of Achilles, which was ultimately brought about by Paris with the assistance of Apollo. Achilles' struggle against fate exemplifies the complexity of human agency and the desire to carve out one's legacy. The Greeks held the concept of fate in high regard and frequently viewed it as an unavoidable force. Within the realms of literature and art, Achilles' influence can be seen not just in the form of the Iliad, but also throughout the fields of literature and art. The depiction of heroism and the human experience has been influenced by his story, which has been the source of inspiration for innumerable works throughout history. The character of Achilles is utilized by later authors in classical literature, such as Virgil and Ovid, to investigate topics such as love, honor, and retribution within the realm of literature. Achilles has been portrayed in a variety of ways throughout the history of visual arts. ranging from ancient pottery to paintings from the Renaissance. His physical power and heroic stature are frequently emphasized in these depictions. The famous Achilles and Penthesilea tableau, which can be found on a number of vases, depicts the moment when Achilles triumphs over the Amazon queen. This scenario highlights themes of domination, as well as the sad aspect of battle. In addition, the depiction of Achilles in works of art and literature has developed over the course of time. Current interpretations frequently center on his emotional issues, which reveals the intricacies of his character. The Renaissance remade him as a symbol of heroic values, while current interpretations generally focus on his emotional struggles. The notion of heroism and the human psyche have undergone significant shifts in recent times, which are reflected in this progression. Achilles and the philosophy of the Greeks. The tale of Achilles is also significant within the framework of Greek philosophy, particularly in the context of debates concerning ethics, virtue, and the characteristics of a life that is considered ethical. The concept of virtue was investigated by philosophers such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, who frequently cited Achilles as an example of the ideal hero who exemplifies a rete. In particular, Plato utilized the character of Achilles in order to communicate his ideas regarding the nature of the soul and the quest of justice. His dialogues provide a platform for investigating the ethical repercussions of human choices, and the hero's decision to pursue glory rather than a long life serves as the basis for this investigation. Achilles' reasons for doing what he does spark conversations about the nature of virtue, the significance of personal choice, and the ultimate goal of living a decent life. The character of Achilles is further examined by Aristotle within the framework of tragedy, with an emphasis placed on the hamartia, also known as the tragic fault of the hero. The fact that Achilles' downfall was brought about by his overwhelming pride and fury serves to reinforce the idea that even the most heroic figures are not immune to making mistakes. Greek dramatists such as Sophocles and Euripides were influenced by this newfound knowledge of tragedy, which eventually became a cornerstone of Greek theatrical theory. Achilles in the context of modern thinking. To this day, the legacy of Achilles continues to reverberate throughout contemporary society. His portrayal as a tragic hero features prominently in works of fiction, films, and other forms of popular media. The modern versions of the Iliad, such as the film Troy, make an effort to recreate the essence of Achilles, while also delving into topics such as love, betrayal, and honor. In addition, the myth of Achilles is frequently brought up in conversations about leadership, masculinity, and the ways in which pride can have negative effects. The paradox of his character, which is both a fearsome warrior and a severely broken individual, acts as a mirror for the challenges that current civilization is having with determining its identity and its purpose. The idea of the Achilles heel is commonly used in the field of psychology to explain vulnerabilities in individuals. This serves to emphasize the significance of his character in comprehending human behavior. The persistent power of myth to communicate universal truths about the human experience is demonstrated by the fact that the story of Achilles has continued to be told for centuries. Achilles continues to be an important character in Greek culture, serving as a symbol of the complexity of heroism, the interaction between fate and free will, and the investigation of human feelings. The narrative of the Trojan War was not the only thing that was influenced by his part in the Iliad. He also left an unmistakable impression on the fields of literature, philosophy, and the sciences. In the course of his efforts, the ancient Greeks dealt with fundamental concerns of honor, mortality, and the nature of existence. The influence of Achilles is timeless, and it provides invaluable insights on the human condition, as well as the quest for glory. Achilles, a character who symbolizes both the ideal and the flawed sides of heroism, continues to inspire and challenge audiences. He serves as a reminder of the complicated fabric of life, which is a place where bravery and fragility coexist. Achilles' story teaches us to embrace the complexities of our own narratives, enjoying the victories and admitting the vulnerabilities that define our humanity. This is especially important in a world that frequently craves certainty. If you enjoyed this exploration of Achilles and want to dive deeper into the stories that shaped our world, don't forget to subscribe. Join our community for more insights, fascinating tales, and thought-provoking content. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update.